Welcome to 10 Things You Should Know About Facilitated Team Meetings. This video is brought to you by Pacer Center, Minnesota's parent training and information center since 1978, and made possible with funding from the Minnesota Department of Education. In Minnesota, parents and school districts are encouraged to resolve disputes through a variety of options, including facilitated team meetings. Here are 10 things you should know about them. Number 1. A facilitated team meeting is an IEP or IFSP team meeting where a neutral facilitator who is not employed by the school helps the team to work through disagreements. Sometimes you may have strong disagreements with the school about what an appropriate individualized education program, or IEP, should look like for your child. For example, you might disagree over your child's placement, which is how much time they're spending with their peers in regular education classes. Or you might disagree about what skills your child should be learning in their annual goals. Or you might disagree about many parts of your child's IEP. If your child has not yet reached the age of 3, you may have strong disagreements with the school about your child's individualized family service plan, or IFSP. For example, you might disagree on what are the most urgent concerns about your child's development, or where your child's early intervention services are being provided to them, or whether the IFSP is meeting the unique needs of your child and family. If you've already attended a few IEP or IFSP meetings and can't agree on what your child needs, or if you have a long list of concerns about your child's IEP or IFSP, a facilitated team meeting with a neutral facilitator could help the team move forward. Number 2, either you or the school can fill out a request for facilitated team meeting form and send it to the Minnesota Department of Education. You'll find a link to this form on the Minnesota Department of Education website with instructions for how to send it to MDE. The form has separate pages for you and the school to give basic information about your disagreement, including if communication between you and the school is difficult. If so, you're asked to briefly explain. You're also asked to check which specific areas of the IEP you have concerns about, if you have a preference to meet in person or virtually, and if you need an interpreter or reasonable accommodations to participate. Number 3, a facilitated team meeting is a totally voluntary process. Whether you or the school requests it, this meeting only happens if you both agree to participate. Number 4, the facilitator does not make any decisions for the IEP or IFSP team at a facilitated team meeting. The facilitator is a professional trained in conflict resolution. Their services are paid for by the Minnesota Department of Education, so there is no fee for parents or the school to participate in a facilitated team meeting. The facilitator cannot take your side or the school's side and cannot give you or the school any legal advice. Their job is to help the team communicate and hear everyone's point of view so you can work together to write an appropriate IEP or IFSP for your child. Number 5, the required IEP or IFSP team members must be present for a facilitated team meeting. However, this does not necessarily include all the school staff involved in your child's services. You can talk with the school about who should attend. For example, the physical therapist if you disagree about your child's physical therapy services, or the regular education teacher in a class where you're concerned about your child's accommodations, or the school social worker who really gets your child. On the other hand, You can agree to excuse a required team member from attending and allow them to provide input in writing instead. If you think the facilitated team meeting is an important opportunity for your child to speak for themselves or participate in some other way, you can invite them too. You can also invite someone to support you, such as a trusted person from your family or community who knows your child, an outside professional who works with your child, or an advocate. Number 6. The Minnesota Department of Education requires you and the school to schedule at least 4 hours for your facilitated team meeting. If it would be difficult to participate in a 4-hour meeting due to your work schedule, childcare responsibilities, or health or disability related needs, you can request that MDE break up your facilitated team meeting into 2 shorter sessions. A different situation is when the team is not able to finish writing the IEP or IFSP or work out all your disagreements in one 4-hour session. If this happens, you and the school can agree to meet again and request that MDE provide a facilitator for another session. Number 7. At a facilitated team meeting, the team is expected to work through your child's IEP or IFSP from the first page to the last, resolve any disagreements along the way, and make changes to the plan in real time. Whether your meeting is in person or virtual, the Minnesota Department of Education encourages the school to project your child's IEP or IFSP on a screen and type up changes as they are agreed upon. This allows everyone on the team to see the changes you're discussing on the screen and agree to them or give more input before moving on to the next section of your child's IEP or IFSP. Number 8. There are easy steps you can take to get ready for your facilitated team meeting. Choose something to share at the start of the facilitated team meeting that will help the team better understand your child's strengths, needs, interests, and preferences. It could be a story, a photo, a short video, or another item that somehow represents your child. Take time to get ready for your facilitated team meeting. Think about your child right now in their developmental or educational progress. Then think about where you expect them to be a year from now. What specific skills will your child need to learn to get there? In what areas will they need the most support to make progress? Write down your thoughts and ideas. Take time to read your child's IEP or IFSP from the first page to the last. Grab a pen and a highlighter and mark it up. Which parts of the plan are working for your child? Which parts of the plan are not working? What questions do you have about the plan? And ask for help to get ready for your facilitated team meeting. Talk to your child's IEP case manager or IFSP coordinator. Contact the Minnesota Department of Education or call an advocate here at Pacer. Number 9. A successful facilitated team meeting depends on everyone who participates being open to each other's ideas and focused on your child's needs. Working through disagreements requires you and the school to listen to each other. Consider different ways to meet your child's needs and support their progress on their IEP or IFSP. Keep your child at the center of all discussion. Be collaborative in your problem solving and flexible in talking through possible solutions. Number 10. You are not required to sign agreement to the IEP or IFSP at your facilitated team meeting. After the meeting, the school will give you a proposed IEP or IFSP and a prior written notice, or PWN. The PWN tells you how much time you can take to review what the school is proposing and decide if you agree to it or not. If the proposed IEP or IFSP from your facilitated team meeting does not resolve all your concerns, you can explore other dispute resolution options such as mediation. Let's review. 1. A facilitated team meeting is an IEP or IFSP meeting where a neutral facilitator helps the team to work through disagreements. 2. Either you or the school can fill out a request for facilitated team meeting form and send it to the Minnesota Department of Education. 3. A facilitated team meeting is a totally voluntary process. 4. The facilitator does not make any decisions for the IEP or IFSP team. 5. The required IEP or IFSP team members must be present for a facilitated team meeting. 6. You and the school must schedule at least 4 hours for your facilitated team meeting. 7. The team is expected to work through your child's IEP or IFSP from the first page to the last and make changes to the plan in real time. 8. There are easy steps you can take to get ready for a facilitated team meeting. 9. A successful facilitated team meeting depends on everyone being open to each other's ideas and focused on your child's needs. 10. You are not required to sign agreement to the IEP or IFSP at your facilitated team meeting. For more information about facilitated team meetings and other options that you have for working through a disagreement with your school, visit our website at pacer.org. To connect with a PACER parent advocate, call 952-838-9000 or fill out our online Ask an Advocate form. You can also find helpful information and resources on the Minnesota Department of Education website. From the Students and Families tab on the MDE homepage, go to Programs and Initiatives, and then Special Education on the drop-down menus. And to connect with someone on the MDE Dispute Resolution team, call 651-582-8689 or fill out their online Contact Us form. Thank you for watching 10 Things You Should Know About Facilitated Team Meetings. PACER Center is not a legal services agency and does not provide legal advice or legal representation. The content of this video is for informational and educational purposes only and is not legal advice and should not be used as a substitute for legal advice.